Hey,
Hey, so just saying,
just a
just a
disclaimer.
disclaimer, dating's wild, if you're
Yeah.
angry.
Get off. So today we're going to be talking about dating with us.
Exactly. Today we've written each other. We're going to go over a couple of things, but we've written each other a couple of scenarios and we're going to say what we would do if these things happened or if these things were like said to us when we were on a date. So obviously, Kurt, you're in a relationship and I'm single.
Yeah.
So
I've been in a relationship for like the last 3 years but it's funny because I'm a prude. I'm so different to Krista. She's always
mhm.
loved dating and meeting guys and
Mm.
she loves that life. Like she loves to do that. So we're actually like opposites in that way.
Yeah, we're very different. I love like all the like dating and like just the thrill of it and like romance. I love all that. And then Kurt is just like in a solid, happy relationship. So it's good. And you've only ever like dated like boyfriends?
Well, it's funny because even in my whole life, and I feel like it's because I became known so young, I
Mhm.
always, since even I was younger, like everyone was always trying to date me, like people, guys and girls, and I was never into girls, but so many people always were just 24/7 trying to be with me. So I feel like I hated that. And people think when you're known, it's the best thing if everyone wants to be with you. A lot of people actually want to be famous because they think they're going to be wanted by a lot of people. And it's true. I've heard people say this. And um, it's the complete opposite for me because I actually just thought they're all being fake because they want to be with
Mm.
you because of who you are,
It's not
not because of,
genuine
yeah, they're not because of your soul. It's just who you're known as.
what they can get out of you.
Yeah. And that's why I was so shut off from it. And
Mm.
my dating history is so different to Krista's. I've only ever been with two people. I dated a boyfriend when I was in high school that I met at school for like 2 years. And
Mhm.
then after that, I was single for 7 years until I met Harry in 2018.
Oh my god, look at Diva. Oh my
Uh,
god.
oh my God, she's a crazy woman.
She just tried to eat my bun
She
with
likes
kiss.
your hair.
I know. And you were celibate those whole 7 years, weren't you?
Yeah, we'll get into that after, but it's just, yeah, I was so shut off from dating as soon as I broke up with my ex when I was younger. I was like, I'm all about myself. And that's when I became known pretty much straight after I
Mm.
broke up with him.
It was. It really was like the crossover, wasn't it?
Yeah, straight after I just became famous and everyone just sort of wanted me. And it was just, I don't know, I hated that feeling and I never liked it. And I always thought people were going to use me all the time. So,
Mm.
yeah, I never wanted to do that. So yeah, our dating history is obviously so different. And the whole
Mm.
time Krista has been dating, I've rarely liked any of the guys because they've all been so embarrassing, the biggest losers. And I reckon they were using her. Like they thought she was a gorgeous girl. And I always thought
Oh.
that they wanted to use her for those reasons, and obviously a lot of guys do that. So in our dating, it's crazy differences and it's always me telling my prudish advice to her.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
always getting in trouble.
yeah, she's always getting in trouble because I'm like, oh my God, yuck, like, don't do this. He's just wanting you for this. He's just wanting you for that. And she's like,
Mm.
no, I really like this one.
Okay, sometimes. Come on, let's not mug me off.
No, you don't like all of them, like, in that
Yeah,
way, but you have gotten attached to
yeah.
some,
Of
and
course, that's dating.
and it's always the ones you get attached to that I'm always like, they're the, like, worst ones.
I don't want to hear it. But to be fair, like this year, like literally since the start of the year, I mean, last year my love life was just a chaotic mess. So I feel like this year, obviously, I started my business and I've been just, busy, but I've also been a bit scorned. So I mean, I of course I have been like, I've been going on little dates here and there, like occasionally. But honestly, the last date I went on, I got so, so, so drunk that I came home and vomited. And it was, oh my God, I got so drunk that I was talking about Sims and like star seeds and like,
Oh,
yeah,
I
like,
remember you telling me about this, and
yeah.
I said it was like really crazy.
Oh, so embarrassing. I haven't actually gone on a date since then because, like, actually, that's embarrassing. So,
Didn't you tell him about Mariam and stuff, like on Sims?
yeah, my favorite Sim's called Mariam.
No,
like,
it's mine.
piss off, that's my girl, and I made her.
I remember saying that's heaps hectic because, I play Sims and it's not something you just tell people. Because
Not on the first date, like, for God's sake.
even people that I'm not dating, like, when I meet them, like, sometimes I'll just start talking about Sims and they'll literally think I'm so weird. Like,
Yeah,
people think you're weird if you play Sims. It's a
I know.
stigma. There's a stigma attached to Sims. Like, I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, but you know what? Like, that guy or like any guy probably no flack if they go home, sit down and play GTA all night with the boys. Like, why can't I play Sims? Grow up.
Oh, honestly, and I'm so glad because, like, Harry actually, like, he knows I'm addicted to Sims. And,
Yeah.
when he's playing, like, his fighting games on the PlayStation, I'll
Mm.
just play Sims and sit next to him. And it's just so good. And I've always thought in a relationship I would have to be able to, like, do that.
Yeah, let me live my life. Oh my God. I can't even remember the reaction that I got from that night. I was probably talking crazy and I was probably like getting looked at like, what the hell? But I was too drunk to notice. Yeah, since that, I've actually taken a little day off, that among with other things.
Yeah, do you know what, everyone? She has been more focused on herself in the last few months. Not
Mm.
that long, but the last few months,
Not that
she.
long.
Well, honestly, though, like, I feel like, what, 3 or 4 months ago, you were a bit trying to go out on dates and you wanted to, like, meet guys. And now you're like, I don't really care, which is so good because you know me, I have always never cared about meeting a guy ever. I
Mm.
never cared. Like, I
Yeah.
I always wanted to obviously have a relationship one day and be in a
Yeah.
proper relationship, but I
Mm.
never would try to. Never.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think I've always like focused on myself and not like prioritize being in a relationship, but I definitely prioritize
You prioritize.
dating.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you prioritize dating. It's not so
Yeah.
much prioritizing trying to meet guys. You just like
Mm.
going out on dates, and I feel
Mm.
like that's fine. Like, a lot of girls do, but it's
Yeah.
not fine when they're all fucking heaps, heaps embarrassing guys. Obviously, like,
Yeah.
I feel like me, all the people that have asked me on dates over the years, I rarely got to the point where I actually went on a date with them because I already am sus on everyone and I'm like, you're mental.
Mm.
I'm like, it's so funny because I always know if, like, guys are bad to go on a date with in the past, but not with friends. So,
Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about that. I'm kidding.
no, but honestly, though, she's always right with my friends. Like I said in the last episode,
Mm.
she always knows when someone's going to be a bad friend to me or treat me really bad, and they end
Yeah.
up doing that. But with dating, I've been really lucky and really good
Mm.
because I've actually probably gone on like a couple of dates and I've never had a bad date. It was actually always normal. Like, I'd just go to dinner with them and hang out. But I'm a prude. I would never kiss them. I would never, like, hang out with them after. It was just
Yeah.
like, I'm going on a date, and obviously, if it never went further, I knew it wouldn't straight after the first time, pretty much. Like, I never would take it further.
Yeah.
And that's just like how I don't know. I'm just good with that. And I'm so glad I met someone that's normal and we just have a good time. It's just like we're best friends, like how me and you are, but
Yeah.
we're obviously like love each other in a different way. So
Yeah. Harry's divine. We love Harry.
yeah, he's the best. And, like, yeah, I told him to come on to this podcast with us once, and he was like, no. And I'm like, you have to at least once for me. Like, he actually told me this microphone's the best and everything. So he's helping me do the
Yeah.
podcast, but he doesn't want to bloody be on it. He never wants to be on camera. He hates photos. He hates being on videos. And, like, I kind of like that he
I
like
love
lets me
that.
do my thing. Like I can do my thing, and
Mm,
I also want him to be in it too, but he doesn't really like it. So I
yeah.
just sort of like still just do my own thing. And that's why on my Instagram and on all my videos, he's not in them because he doesn't really want to be. He doesn't like it.
Yeah, but I love that.
Yeah, I kind of like it because it keeps my independence in my work and what I want to
Mm,
do and putting myself out there. So,
yeah.
he's a very behind the camera type. Like he will do the
Yeah.
technical stuff and
Yeah.
it's great.
He's the IT guy.
He is, and he helps me with all of this stuff. Like I don't think I would
Mm.
have even been able to set up our podcast without him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%. Do you know what, though? I think it's really nice that he's private, like for someone like you. Like, I feel like it's just a nice thing. And Instagram can cause so much drama with dating. I'm not going to lie. One of the first green flags that I had with my ex was that he did
Yes.
not have Instagram. He only had Facebook. And I was like, right, you are mine.
But also, I remember when everyone will remember this when there was the following tab on Instagram and
Oh,
you could see everyone what photos they're liking and commenting on in a whole feed. And, I even remember all my girlfriends, they would be going mental thinking, he liked this chick's photo, and then they would be too scared to say it to them because
mm.
then you're like, I'm stalking them. So it's like, it's really hectic.
Oh my
And
God.
I just remember that was removed, obviously, because it's so toxic. Like, how could you do that?
Like, thank God that they got rid of it.
Thank God. You know what? Especially because I've been in me and Harry's relationship so long, I would not even care, or like, no matter what he liked or whatever, I wouldn't care because I know our relationship's real and I base
If
it
there's
off what's in the
trust.
moment. Yeah, and I just trust him and he trusts me, and like, yeah, there's no other way to think about it. But I can
Mm,
imagine if I was in a relationship where you don't feel that trust,
mm.
you would want to check that and you'd be going mental, like
Oh my
heaps.
God, heaps. But do you know what it is? It's so common, like these days, to find yourself in those like stages where it's like not your boyfriend, but like he's not your boyfriend. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's
like,
like,
as people used to say with you, it's a big thing.
yeah,
Not
big thing.
that, I don't know if any of you guys listening have heard people refer to their relationship as a big thing. And that, to me, I'm like, you know me, I would never put up
Mm,
with that. I would
mm,
never. You are my everything or nothing. Like,
mm.
get out, like, I would never accept a label that's, if I'm seeing someone, we've got to be seeing each other and then dating. That's it. I'm not going to be
Yeah.
getting a thing and then a big thing and then questioning and then not relationship. Like, you
Yeah.
either want to be with me or piss off. And
Yeah.
I've always thought that. And I feel like it's not just you, but girls get trapped because
I see it
guys,
happen all the time. And you
I
know
do
what?
too.
When you're not in it, it's so easy for you to think like, oh my God, you dumbass. But then when it's you, you're like, no, you don't get it actually. But like, honestly, that's the biggest thing that I've realized, like, since taking, like, I feel like it's been this whole year that I've taken off dating because I've just, well, not off dating. I've gone on a
As
couple
if
of
it's been
dates.
this whole year.
It has.
Shush.
I've gone on a couple of dates. I have. I haven't been like seeing someone or like talking to someone since last year. And like I've had little like whatever, like dates, but that's whatever. Anyway, and I think the main thing that I have learned in that time off, like seeing boys then, if you will, is that yeah, they will leave you little crumbs. And I can't come follow the fucking crumb trail. Like, I actually don't have time.
Oh, I would not be able to deal with that. That's why I feel like another reason why I just always was so cut off from it is that I'm not here to play games.
Mm,
I'm amazed. I'm an amazing person. And if you don't want to take it like that, then don't bother. And
yeah,
that's my morals about relationships.
yeah.
It's more common than not for a woman a lot of women I know, and I know a lot of girls,
Mm,
to meet guys that are flaky pretty much,
Yeah.
and they pretend they like
Mm,
you a lot, but they
mm.
don't. And I don't understand. Like, I'm such a real person, whereas like I can't really fake my emotions heaps like that. So I don't understand the reasoning behind it. Like, do they just want to keep you there for when they want, or do they want to date for the second? Like, it's just so confusing to me, and I will never understand it.
I won't. There's only so many times I can ask the tarot cards what the fuck's going on before I go mental.
But this is rampant crap. Like, every girl I've ever known, this has happened to them more than once. It's
Yeah.
like 10 times each woman, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And after like meeting 20 different dates, there's probably one that's like, you could date. I know a lot of you guys listening would have this situation, as I think it was like
Mm.
60% or 65% of the listeners so far are women. So obviously,
Really?
yeah, a lot of girls that are listening probably have been through this. And yeah, we would love to talk about it. And you can share your experiences with us as well if you want.
Definitely. There's going to be more on dating because I'm here and I love to talk about it. So we will definitely like touch on it. But maybe we should get into these questions that we have for each other. We've got 5 each. Little scenarios. Obviously, on Kurt's end, it's hypothetical because,
Yeah, I'm just going to say what I would do
yeah.
because, like, and the same with you. Like, you wouldn't have had heaps of these
I mean, I'd
situations.
never
Like,
be. I mean, touch wood. I'll never be in this situation. I swear though, isn't this true? Every time before I'm about to go on a date, I'll FaceTime you, and I'm gonna be like, "This is the one that goes really hectic," because I've never had like a really hectically bad date.
yeah, that's the thing with this girl. She's never had a really bad date,
Mm,
but they've been horrible guys, if you know what I
yeah,
mean.
but you know they're always on.
They're pretending they're really good on the date, and
Yeah,
then they show their real self, and they're like the
yeah.
biggest losers ever, and seriously losers.
Yeah, well, that's the problem though. Like you go on the first date and they're handsome and they're like sweet, they're on their best behavior, you know? And then you get further down and down and down, and it's like, oh, wait, you're an asshole, but it's too late.
Well, that's why on some of my questions, I asked you questions, because these ones I know it's never happened to you, and I
Okay.
just think you're gonna die.
Okay. All right. Well, who goes first?
You go first to me.
Okay. Okay. So you rock up to a date, and it's your first date, and you're in like a decent establishment, maybe not fine dining, but like decent. And he comes in, and he's got no shoes on.
Oh my god, I would literally, you know me as well. This is, I'd say this. I would go, "Where's your shoes?" And then if anything they said, it wouldn't matter. I would say, "Obviously, that's so dirty. You're gonna get tinea heaps on your feet."
Would you stay or leave?
No, I would say something first, because I'm not like heaps mean. I would be mean about that, but I would like still I would say, "I'm not staying here. Like, I have to go, and I don't think I can like deal with this," because even me, like, I don't even like touching the floor, and I mop my floors literally every single day because
Mm.
I hate touching my feet on dirt, even if it's not visible. I germs on the ground. And for me, that would be like him, a guy coming into my house with no shoes, means you've got millions of germs on your feet that's going to be in my house, my bed, everything. Disgusting. So no, I would leave. Bye. Get a life. You're heaps embarrassing. So yeah. Okay. This is my first scenario for you. What would you do if the guy said, "I only have $10 left in my account. Can you buy my meal and drinks?"
Have we already eaten?
Yeah, like it's at the end, like the bills come and he's just checking his bank to transfer, and he says, "I only have $10 left." Fuck.
God. Do you know
Do you
what?
know what? This has happened to my mum. That's where I even.
Shut the
I
fuck up.
promise. I promise on my life this happened to Mox.
Okay, so I would be like, why did you invite me out for dinner then if you've only got $10? Like, very nice gesture to think about it, but like, we could have done heaps of other things. I don't know. I know, like, I obviously have like a very strong opinion on like this situation, like, not like he checks his account and he's only got $10, but like more so just, I don't know, especially on a first date, I like to be like a little bit wooed over, you know? But I would just be like I would obviously pay, but like I wouldn't see him again. I'll be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I think it's really weird because why would you even choose to go anywhere with even your friends and then do that? Like,
Yeah,
it
literally.
like I wouldn't go to dinner with you and then go, "Oh fuck, can you pay for it?"
Yeah, literally,
You
I got
know?
$10, thanks for dinner.
like
You wouldn't do it for
like
anyone, it's weird.
like me and Krystah have both had times where either one of us is poor and one of us has heaps of
Mm,
money and
mm,
we will shout at each other, but we
yeah.
wouldn't like it's just like a knowing thing. We know
It's never
we
expected.
no, but we know if one of us doesn't have money, I'll just like buy it. Like I don't care if she'll buy it for me. Like we
Yeah.
both had struggling times and
Yeah.
everyone does.
Mm.
But on a date, and like yeah, even with friends, like I wouldn't go out to dinner and not say I have no money and then just expect to like get it.
Like, I would have rather
Especially
sorry, I was gonna say I would rather have gone for coffee anyway, because I actually hate dinner dates. Like, they give me ragey, like, considering I like date more than any of our friends, dinner dates make me feel violently ill on my way there. Like, when I'm there, it's all good, but like when I'm on my way there, I'm like, oh, what have I committed to? I absolutely hate this.
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
All right, what's my second one?
Okay, so you're really getting along, you're getting to talking, wines are flowing, you're a bit tipsy, and then he tells you that he's in a relationship with a woman and he wants to keep you his dirty little secret.
Oh my god. Do you know what
That's not a
though?
stretch, actually, now that I think of it.
I was gonna say just then, so many gay guys would do anything for that. And that's what I don't understand because that's desperate for starters.
Mm.
And okay, if I was in that situation, I would literally say, I'm telling your girlfriend right now. I'm literally messaging her. I'd get my phone out and I'd find him on Facebook. I'd find in a relationship. I'd send a photo and be like, we're on a date and you're disgusting and I'm never talking to you again. And I'm
Mm.
telling everyone. I think if you're going to treat me like that, you're going to get shamed and everyone's going to know. I would tell everyone and I would make sure that to me, that's one of the most shameful, embarrassing feelings if someone did that to me. I'm not
Mm.
someone's secret. So, you know what? I would tell everyone, and then he would never be able to get a girlfriend again because he would be known as like this guy that's cheating on all the chicks with a guy. But yeah, I obviously would shame him and just be like, you're disgusting for even thinking that I would do something like that because I'm not your secret, honey. Get fucked. Peak tactic. Okay. So the second one. If you went on a date and you just got there and the guy told you your dress isn't nice and your makeup looks weird.
First I would ask him what the fuck he meant, and then I I would kick off. I definitely would kick off.
Would
I
you
would
get
storm out of there
angry?
so quick. Yes, I would scream. Are you kidding? I would storm out of there and then I would go, like, hopefully there's a bar next door and I'd just like go flirt at the bar next door because I'd be pissed off.
Yeah, I
Or like go
think
home.
I would honestly be like, it's not even your choice what my makeup is. So,
And what I wear, like, mind
yeah,
yours, what I'm wearing.
Yeah, and I would literally just say to, like, be a bitch, I'd go, "Your clothes are ugly as anyway."
Yeah, I would. I mean, I don't know what I would say. I would probably be. I probably would be so shocked that I'd be like, what?
Yeah, it's shocking, but I thought that would be a really bad date.
Okay, what would you do if the food came out and they sneezed all over yours and didn't cover their mouth?
I'd say, "Okay, can you go and order a new one for me?" Not to be rude, cover your face and, like, it's Corona, so wouldn't you be trying to not sneeze on people? And no, I would honestly just be like, "You have to replace that because I'm not gonna eat otherwise. I don't want gross snot in my food." Even if Harry did that, I wouldn't wanna eat it.
Stop.
But you know what? Like, the only thing that is not weird, like, a hair of his fell in my dinner the other night, and that to me, because it's him, I just took it out. But if it was,
Yeah.
like, literally random, I would not eat the whole meal. It's spoiled straight away, but yeah, I feel like things change when you're in a relationship. What's gross, but snot and sneezing and shitting
Mm.
and vomiting is never going to be cool to me, and I'm not going to trust it. So I would, I don't know if I'd leave that date if it was going well, but I definitely would complain and say ill. Okay.
Definitely.
So, what would you do if you went on a date and he was on his phone the whole time and messages were coming through and he's just literally like you're talking and he's just picking up his phone like what would what would you do?
Well, me being me, my first like thought would be like,
Is
who are
that a
you
chick?
texting? Yeah. Literally, I'd be like, who are you texting? Um, and then I would like, obviously, I'd ask him like, do you want to like put your phone away? Like a bit fucking rude. And then if he kept being on it, I'd obviously
What
leave.
if he goes as well? This is added on now because I'm just gonna like
Mm,
even add situations on as we go.
mm.
Okay, what if he goes, I'm really busy because I'm getting paid like 500 grand for this job and I have to take all these messages, but I really want to be on this date right now. So I kind of have to do both because you know what? There is people that have to do that and they're literally having to work 24/7. So, would that change things for you?
Am I getting paid for my time? Do I get
Well,
half?
if you're like an escort, yeah.
No, I would still like. So what if he's got to make $500,000? I'm not going to fucking see it. So how's that my problem? Don't ask me on a date if you're so busy. Go make your money, honey.
I agree. I'm a person that I want to um be present. Like look me in the eye the whole time we're talking or like it's never gonna work because you have to be able to connect in that way or we're never gonna like fully connect because you're like connecting to this and that and this and not really like yourself. So yeah, I agree.
This is kind of similar to the other one, but you're on a date and then not their girlfriend, but their boyfriend rocks up and they ask you to be in a throuple with them.
Okay. I would say sorry, but I'm not whorish and I don't do that and
You
I'm
wouldn't
a
even give it
really
a go?
no.
One night?
No, I'm really conservative. I don't like that. I think it's disgusting. And like, I'm not being like, this is the thing what I hate when I have to talk. People go, you're saying like this way is disgusting. No, to me, it's disgusting. I would never want to be in a three-way or an open relationship or any of that. It's disgusting to me. I'm really conservative. I want a normal two-person relationship where you are in love with each other and that's it and you're not even attracted to anyone else. I get that other people like that and that's I know people that do that, but to me it's disgusting. I don't get it and that's just how I feel and I actually feel sick about it and I'm not being mean to people that like it. I just genuinely feel sick thinking about if I was in that situation. I
Yeah.
would never want to share my partner. Yuck. Get your hands off.
Mm.
And I feel like I'm not getting passed around, hun. Like, you know, you either want me or nothing, not me and someone else. So, yeah, I would tell them that and I'd get really angry and say, like, you two obviously have fun together with each other, so you can stay and I'll be going. See ya. Go pick up some old person at the bar. Losers.
I love it.
Okay. So, what would you do if you were going on a date and you ended up at McDonald's and that's where he wanted to take the date?
Shut up. I was going to ask you that next, but Subway. So maybe we'll both answer this one.
Yeah, okay. But, and like, my twist is that he was like, you really did get along before you went on the date and he was like hot to you and you were attracted to him. Like, everything seemed really good. But then he took you to McDonald's.
Like, did I get dressed up and wear heels and all?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, like that's what I mean. You thought it was just going to be a normal date where, yeah, you do dress up a lot to go on a normal date.
Do you
So
want to know what though? I probably would go get a McFlurry and just be like, well,
I
like,
know
I'm
you
not gonna
would.
say no to Macca's. Like, I wouldn't see him again. Like, that's deal breaker. But I'd probably egg it on a little bit and be like, oh, I fucking love Macca's.
I know you, and you actually would though. Like you would think, like, oh, I like Macca, so this isn't too bad.
I'd be like, I'm here now. I'm at least gonna get a McFlurry's worth.
And what else if it like actually was like you got along more than any other date at Macca's? Would you still consider it if it was like the best thing? Like you just
Yeah, probably.
oh, that's so funny, but so typical.
Yeah, I know. Oh my god. Okay, so what would you do? But it's Subway, and you don't even get to dine in. You've got to eat it in the car,
um,
and you're splitting the bill.
I don't mind splitting bills. You know that. I've always,
Yeah,
even every date I ever have gone on, I've offered to pay or split. Like I don't care about that, and
yeah,
I never care about that. I feel like it's a two-way thing, and especially being like gay. Obviously, I feel like there's not really like it's not the same as like girl and boy. Like I feel like guys want to pay for the girl. Well, some obviously don't, but um, you know, they like taking care of the woman. But with guys, I don't know. They don't feel like it's a girl, so you don't feel like protective over them, Like I feel like to me
right.
as being a guy, like any girl that's in my life, I'm protective over them. Like, not
Yeah,
so much my
yeah,
guy friends. I don't really
yeah.
protect my guy friends, but my
Mm-hmm.
girlfriends, I don't know. I just feel like feminine personalities, you just feel like you have to
Yeah,
protect them
feminine
more.
and masculine makes sense.
Yeah, and
Mm.
yeah, I just feel like yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't care that much. I just would think well, I would honestly say it's not organic and this is like really fattening and like there's not really nice food. I don't know.
No,
I
but the thing
wouldn't
is that he gassed you up for like I'm gonna take you somewhere real nice. Like
Oh,
if
well, I would literally say this isn't nice. Like, I get that you think it's nice, but I don't like this food. I would have this if I'm randomly starving and I just needed something and it was quick. I would never plan to
mm,
go to Subway. And, you know, if it was good, I would do it. But I just think, mm, it's Subway. It's gross. Subway's like the lowest of low sandwiches.
it
It
is. It's
it's heaps
foul.
bad. Yeah, it's heaps bad. So I'm just like, mm,
Wait, are we gonna get sued?
well, I would rather Macca's over Subway. So I would actually rather get taken to Macca's. I would like I don't even like now because I'm healthy. I don't really eat Macca's, but I would still eat that over Subway 100%. And I'd
Mm,
think whatever. Do you think that too about Subway and Macca's?
any day.
Macca's is better than Subway.
Any day. Do you know what the only good thing about Subway is the Italian herbs and cheese bread? And I have literally once
Ordered.
ordered just a plain bit, like a foot long of Italian herbs and cheese with nothing on it, just literally the sub. Got it delivered to my house on Uber Eats and made my own sandwich that wasn't disgusting.
So, my last scenario for you is if you were on a date and he just rocked up with a few of his friends and said, let's all have drinks.
I would die.
This happens. I've heard stories like this before. This is like some guys do this. They'll even rock up with one guy or a couple of friends. So, what would you do?
I feel like some girls would like not even mind. They'd be like, yeah, like the boys, you
Yeah.
know? Like they'd be like, oh yeah, cool, like fun. Me, even if we're boyfriend, girlfriend, I actually don't want to hang out with your friends. Like I don't even like obviously I want to meet them, but like, you know, like I would just die. Like I would have to leave. But like it's just a bit rude. Like you wouldn't. Like it's like what? I invite some guy on a date and then bring all the girls so we can talk about like
Yeah, they would hate
bullshit.
it. They would hate it heaps.
Literally. Um if if that happened, I would just be like, mm. I'd probably fake a sickie. I'd probably say I feel sick and leave.
Yeah, I think that would be bad. And I just think dating's meant to be intimate. Like, what do
Yeah,
you mean, like, everyone's coming?
seriously.
And I just asked you that question because I could imagine you would, like, literally hate that so much.
I'm like the worst person. Even if me and you had plans to hang out and someone I didn't know spontaneous or like a group of friends that you didn't tell me spontaneously rocked up, I wouldn't like be like, oh, it's rude and leave. But I wouldn't heaps like it either.
It's funny because, like, if I did that and Shay was there, though, she would
Yeah.
love it. Like,
Like,
and I,
woohoo.
yeah, exactly. Like, me and Shay, like, I've taken her to places where there's, like, heaps of random people that I know, and
Mm.
she'll get along with everyone. But I've taken you to places with people I know, and you're like, I don't know them.
I at least need like a heads up. Like, I need to be mentally prepared. Like, oh, just so you know, like,
Even with a heads up, it doesn't help you heap sometimes. Well, you like now, yes, it's different, but in the past for years, you weren't comfortable with that, and you would just be like, yeah, okay, and you're like, can we go?
yeah, can we go?
Can you take me home? But yeah.
Oh, that's so true. But like, I'm a Capricorn, you're an Aquarius. Like, we're always gonna have that dynamic, you know?
Yeah, like I can get along with everyone, even if I don't like it, I
Mm.
still can like dissociate and get along with everyone.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on. I'm dying to get to the bottom of this 7 celibate years because it's something that I'll probably never ever relate to. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Well, I don't even think it's like full on because in my head, I've always just said I'm never going to sleep with someone if I'm not dating them. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's the whole moral behind it. I would never have sex with anyone unless we're fully in a relationship and it's going fully stable and I can see a future. And that's the thing when I was young, and this is like really bad, but I lost my virginity when I was 13 when I was in a relationship. Um, and I wasn't like I did it straight away. I waited like 4 months or something of the relationship. Like I knew we were going to be together after a couple of months. Um, but yeah, I was 13 and I didn't really like, I don't know, I didn't really want to do it, but I had friends there like egging me on and it was just, I don't know, it was weird, but I was so young and yeah, we were together for like almost 2 years. And then after we broke up, I even just said, I'm never going to be doing this again unless it's full on. So since that day, I literally never did. I was in so many situations where I was like at bars or parties and people would like literally try and say they wanted to have sex with me and I would go crazy. I would say, "You're fucking disgusting. Don't you dare talk to me in that way. I'm not a whore." Like that's literally how I thought like back then. I was like, "That's disgusting. Don't treat me like this," you know? And Now I'm like, oh my God, it's like so normal for everyone to do that. But that was my moral. So, and it still is. So I was like really offended. Like, I was actually offended when people would try and sleep with me because I'm like, you're trying to use me. You just want to have sex with me. And they probably just did. But, I wouldn't let that happen. And I actually took it so seriously to the point where, yeah, I did not. It got to 7 years, and that was yeah, I even waited like a while for Harry because I didn't know that it was going to be serious. So, I didn't have sex with him until a while because I wanted to know it was correct and that we were going to like actually like each other and love each other. So, yeah, I sort of waited till we loved each other till I actually slept with him. And that's just been my moral. And so there was 7 whole years where I did not have sex, and everyone says to me, "I can't believe you did that. How did you do that?" I never have thought of sex as something to do. It's to me, it's a way to connect in a relationship. So obviously I've had like no experience with like randoms, and I've never had a one night stand, and like I've never had any of these experiences, and I don't want them because I know that if I went through that, I would be more hurt than like your average person because I would just feel so betrayed and like just used, and like I would never want to be feeling that. So I put so many walls up to not do that. But yeah, everyone said to me, "How did you do that and not go crazy?" And I just think I did not even think of sex really at all the whole 7 years. I never thought about it. I never wanted to do it. There was no one I ever met that I thought I felt comfortable to do that with. you know, it was easy for me because I didn't want to do it. I only want to do it if I like someone or love them, and that's the only time I've ever slept with someone and it's only been 2 people, and I'm 24, so I don't really know many 24-year-olds that have only like been with 2 people. Yeah, I actually do feel jealous of people that have that freedom and do sleep around because I'm so not like that. When I was younger, I'd be jealous that they could just let people do that to them or just sleep with people because it's like, in a way, it's like, yeah, experiences in life, but I couldn't do it. And yeah, I was scared because everyone is like weird to me. And I just felt like it was really sick minded to me because people have this vision of you. Well, it's true. Like they didn't just see me as just some guy they're meeting. They always treated me like, oh, like I know you, and they ask me questions that were only involving like my character. And then if they want to sleep with me because of that, I literally think that's sick minded, and I still do. So you know, it's weird. It's like when people say they like want to sleep with a celebrity and they're like, oh my God, they're so hot. I want to fuck them. Like, that's weird to me. I've never thought that about anyone. You know this. Never had a celebrity crush. I've never thought anyone's hot like that. I don't really get attracted to people for what they look like ever. I never have. I've obviously so many attractive people or whatever you want to call it have tried to like be with me, but I don't see it like that. I've always just thought like if your heart's not like good, then you're ugly. And yeah, that's why I've always been like that. And just because I was so young at the time, I was 13, I don't think I was ready. I think back to when I was 13 and I'm like, that is literally like the tiniest, youngest baby kid. And I did
Yeah.
such an adult thing and I had such an adult like relationship. And I was trying to be an adult, and I always was when I was a teenager. I went clubbing when I was like 15. I started working in clubs when I was 16. So I was in clubs all the time. I was just,
Mm.
I had older friends when I was even 14. I'd had friends that were like 25. Like, I was always around adults. So I was like growing up really fast. And yeah, I feel like everything comes into why I was like that. And I don't regret it at all. I'm really happy with my decision, and I know I stayed true to my moral, and that makes me feel good because I know that this is what I wanted, and it actually does give me a good feeling because it means that I have such good control over myself. And that's why I have like all these like different personas and everything, because it's like, my mind can control myself. It's so weird, but
Do you think it's like a way of protect, or like not now obviously, but like was like a way of like protecting yourself from being hurt?
yeah, 100%, because
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I feel like being famous, you literally like have nothing. Like everyone's taken everything off you pretty much. Like, people are copying you, stealing your image. People are um taking away friendships. People are like using you. Like I feel like the only thing I had left was my sex, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I gave everything away. Like literally you sell your soul pretty much. And then it's like the only thing I had left to control was not letting people use me for sex. That was like the only thing that I had left, that I thought, oh, you know, this is, no one can get this. You can get everything else. You know everything about me, apparently, and you're not getting my sex.
Yeah.
You wish. And I always thought that. And I would say to people, you wish. I actually would say that openly. I'd go, get fucked. You're heaps embarrassing. But, it's funny because that's how I think of it, but people don't. And like,
I
that's
don't.
that's what I mean. Most people don't. Everyone I
Mm.
know doesn't. Literally,
Yeah.
like everyone I know doesn't.
Yeah.
Everyone I've ever met. And I found it hard to even like realize that everyone's like slutty. You know what I mean?
It's
Like,
not slutty though.
no,
It's
I'm
just
not meaning
you're
it.
a prude.
No, I think it's slutty because
Yeah, because it's
I'm
something that
not.
you've never done.
Yeah.
You're
And
not
like it's
holier than thou, you're a prude.
and you know what? I like being a prude because I feel like you're not getting this.
Yeah. No, I think like for you,
Yeah.
that's like good for you. Like,
Yeah,
no, I think it
definitely.
is because, you're right to say what you said. Like, it literally, if the one thing that you can have to yourself is your body, and that's how you, like, you know, give yourself that, like, that's the thing that you've associated with, like, your control and, like,
Yeah.
what you can control because you have, like, had heaps of things, like, in other relationships that aren't romantic because you've been so guarded with your romantic relationships. It's like your other relationships, like people have like tried to walk all over you and like fuck you over in those other ways. So it's like I totally get why you've been like that and like why that makes you feel good and like why it wouldn't make you feel good to
Yeah,
not
it's
have that
still
control.
something. Yeah, it's still something that I'm actually proud of because I'm like I knew that I was going to do that,
Yeah,
and I knew that I would never let anyone take advantage of me, and
yeah,
I didn't let them because everyone took advantage of me in every other way, whether it be like using me for attention or trying to find out stuff about me or just, even business deals people were taking advantage of me with. It was like every avenue of my life has been taken advantage of.
yeah,
And the only thing, yeah, that I didn't let anyone take advantage of was my sex.
yeah,
And it was just so funny because I love it and I'm so happy I did that because it actually is like the only thing that I'm like, that's mine. And it's only been used in proper ways that I think is a proper way.
yeah.
Like that's, yeah, it's just crazy because I always knew. But also, my grandma is like that. She's only been with my grandpa. So I do actually get the moral from someone as well. It's not just fully me, but it's also just like I said before, I'm really old fashioned, and that is an old fashioned way of
Is
thinking,
your Venus in Capricorn?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's why. That's literally why you need to control your love life.
I always have. And that's what I mean. I never let
And old
anyone in
school.
until, yeah, I'm old school. I want a normal, conservative relationship. There's not like Tinder and like these
Yeah,
apps where you like everyone's shady and seedy and creepy. Like whenever I
yeah.
used to go on those apps, it was just everyone's like, "Oh my god, your cat, can I come over?" Like it's just seedy, straight to the point. Like, and I get it. People want to do that, sweet. But me, I'm like, I want the old
Oh
school.
my god,
I
it
wanted to
kills
just,
me.
yeah. I always dreamed of just running into someone and meeting them like the old fashioned way. But that it's really rare these days.
Okay,
Um,
was me. But yeah, I feel like all that it's you get that instant gratification. It's literally Uber Eats, but for a fuck without being an escort. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can if you want to shag, you could probably like sweet talk your way into like
Oh, you don't even have
getting
to leave
one.
your house these days. Like,
Mm,
usually you'd go out to a bar in the old,
mm,
like before technology was like this, and you could just meet a guy and take them home. But now it's like, yeah, you can be at
yeah,
home bored and literally find someone in 10 seconds and go, get here.
but
And
it's
they're just,
crazy.
it's
It's
crazy.
crazy that that's the standard.
Yeah, it's crazy that that's the standard, but it's good for people that want to do that, But it's
Yeah,
crazy that it's like that's the standard of what most people do dating these days. Like, you don't really meet people through your friends anymore
yeah, yeah,
or
yeah,
like out. A lot of people meet their partners online or through,
yeah.
it's just, yeah.
I mean, like honestly though, what I meant by the standard was like when a guy like will literally be like, "Hey, I'm coming over." Like, "No, you're not. Take me out." What the fuck? I've had that so many times when they're like, "Oh, do you want to have a wine?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And
Yeah,
they'll be
let's go
like,
to a bar.
"My house or yours?" And I'm like, "Are you stupid? Like, you're not coming anywhere near my house."
Yeah, I think, yeah, like me as well, I think take it more seriously. Don't just think you can come over and enter yourself into someone's life. And yeah, people actually like that, but not me.
It's like, yeah, no. I mean, each to their own, of course. But
Exactly. And
like,
that's the thing. Like, I hate how, like, we have to explain ourselves. Like, everything I say, I feel like I have to explain myself because everyone always takes everything I say out of context. So I'm always constantly, it's true though. Every time
yeah,
I
I
write
know.
something or say something, people get offended when I'm just saying how I think.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to offend anyone. And no, we're not rude. We're just saying like our
Mm,
thoughts. If you are saying that we're rude, you have your own thoughts and keep them.
yeah.
And we won't judge either. I actually like have friends that are from every type of like situation or every type of country or feeling or just there's such a variety of people in my life, so I'm not a
Yeah.
judgmental person. And everyone I've even met, like I'm at acting school this year and I've met so many people, and my friends that I've met there have literally said you're the most least judgmental person and you're so free and you're just, so nice. And I just hate when people think that I'm a mean person or like saying stuff against them because I'm just not like that and I never
I
have
feel
been.
like nothing, like, obviously, we say is like personal. And also,
No,
you and I have differing opinions on heaps of stuff. Doesn't mean
heaps.
I'm trying to offend you, like, or that you're trying to offend me, you
The
know?
thing is these days is that if you don't have the same opinion as the general population, you're
You're being
considered to
rude.
be wrong or rude. And,
Mm,
I noticed that from just whenever I write stuff on Facebook, it's like people will yell at me because I don't think the same as them. And I don't. I don't follow what people think. I literally think for myself. I'm a free thinker and I think everyone else should be. And don't
mm.
tell someone they're wrong. Believe your own truth and I'll believe mine. And love ya, not mean to you. So oh, it's so true though. But
Oh,
yeah,
same.
so I'm really excited for our next episode because our next episode is Ask Krista and Kurt. So
Mhm.
we want you guys to either message at Heaps Pretty on Instagram.
Should we put up a little ask box on the story?
Yeah, we'll put an ask box on the story
Yeah.
now, or you can literally just message us on either our accounts. Krista is just
Mm.
Krista's name, or mine obviously is Kurt Coleman.
If you've got a
And
burning question,
yeah, and
send it
or even
through.
just advice. Like just ask us
Yeah,
for advice. Like we said, take it with a pinch of salt. Um,
obviously.
but we're going to be answering you guys' questions, and tell us if you don't want us to include your name because we will
Obviously.
if you want, and we won't if you don't want to. But yeah, we're going to be including you guys in our next episode.
So excited.
and we're so excited. We're going to be filming this week, so
Right.
get onto it. But yeah, it was so good talking about our dating, and I hope you all liked it. And
Yep.
I just
Send
hope
us
you
any
laughed.
stupid dating stories
Yeah,
if you
tell
have
us some
them.
dating stories too, and we'll just chuck them in to our next podcast if they're really funny.
We'll definitely
Um,
have another dating one down the track. All right, guys, have the sexiest day or night, and we will talk to you another day.
yeah, we love you, and be heaps pretty or fuck off. Love ya.
Bye.
Love ya. Do I press stop?
Yep.